Hello, Cancer. Welcome to the Divine Dojo. My name is Gabriella, and I am doing your reading for May 5th through 11th. Sorry, my dog, Callie, is just looking so cute right now, and I just wanted to look at her. Anyhow, like I said, I'm doing your reading from May 5th through 11th. So let's just start by clearing the energy. If you want to take a nice deep breath in and release when you're ready. One more time, deep breath in and release when you're ready. It's just nice to clear the energy, especially doing readings back to back. Yeah, actually, we're going to leave that there. So, Cancer, what's up? I feel like I want to start off with what's the vibe. Let's check out what's the vibe. What's the vibe going on? I just heard spying. Maybe you're spying on somebody, somebody's spying on you. You never know. You never know. What's the vibe, Spirit? Ooh, that flew. Thank you. Ah. Maybe somebody is spying at you because you're paranoid, cautious, and secure and guarded. Is that the vibe for this week, Cancer? What's going on? Let's get one more card with that paranoid and see what's going on. But that one literally flew out. Spirit, can we give Cancer a clear message? What's this paranoia about? This one's popping out. Healing, but reverse. So maybe it's time to, heal this, whatever's going on here while you're insecure or guarded. So let's get into it. That's the vibe you got. Paranoid and healing. Interesting. And I heard initially spying. So are you or somebody spying on you? Are you doing some spying? What's up with that? All right, Spirit, let's pull a archetype card for Cancer for the week of May 5th through 11th. What's going on with the peoples of Cancer? So we're going to have Jupiter going into your sign at some point. I forget, it might be in June. Interesting. So you got two of them. You got Thanatos and then the prayer. So how interesting that both, look at these cards, how they came out. Like two really like dark cards and then like healing cards, like light cards. Look at how these two are kind of like dark paranoia, and it even has like the, like the white and black going on over there. And then you have the healing card. It is reversed, but we're going to get into this. We're going to read those. So let's see what's going on. And we'll do a Wisdom of the Oracle card to get a little bit of clarification, regeneration on the bottom of the deck. So not much going on in terms of transits with the planets this week. It's actually kind of a chill week. You got chop wood. So basically chop wood, to me is, the meaning of it is basically like do your everyday thing, chop wood, bring water, whatever that saying is. I forget what it is, but basically it's doing your chores, taking care of business, step by step, doing what needs to be done to get through. So there's that. So chop wood. Interesting. So like I was saying, there's not a lot going on astrologically speaking in terms of a lot of transits. Today the moon is in Virgo, then it'll move into Leo. And on the 6th, we have, what do we have on the 6th? Venus will be sextiling Pluto, so good aspect there, just deepening relationships and conversations. And then May 10th, Mercury enters Taurus, which is a nice grounded sign. So here you'll have, in communication, you can take practical approach to communications, and they should go well if you just kind of, don't blow up and just take a practical approach to communicating what it is you're want to say. And it's also favorable for financial discussions and planning. So, and then on the 12th, that's on the 10th, Mercury enters Taurus. And then on the 12th, we do have that full moon in Scorpio. So, all the water signs will definitely be affected. But if you have a moon in Scorpio, then forget about it, okay? You will definitely be hit hard with that one. So, there's that. All right, Spirit, please give me a clean and clear message for Cancer, for the best and highest good, what they're looking forward to this week. Thank you. Oh, some of those wanted to flip, but they didn't. Give me some more. You got the 9 of Wands. Beaten, battered, and torn, but you still have, whoa, this is just wild and way too many. Wild and way too many, but we'll get the ones that have been flipped up, so that's good. So it's looking good. You have the 9 of Wands, like I said, and this guy is like, he's been through the battle. He's his faith has been tested, but he is persistent, and he is willing to continue towards, that battle, seeing it through, and putting those ones down eventually, so I love that. But he is tired, definitely tired. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Sag and Capricorn energy, both Sag energy here. So that's good. So, the Queen of Pentacles is definitely a practical energy, a nurturing energy. She's definitely a working mom, dad, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's, it's not gender specific. So, working dad, mom, financially secure. And then the 10 of Cups came out. So this is like wish fulfillment, but it was kind of like cockeyed and sideways. So, I'm going to take it on the upright because it's looking like it's, this hardship is leading towards, stability, and then a wish fulfillment, harmony, alignment. It seems like that's what you're gearing towards. So that's looking good. And I like how the 10 of Cups kind of has the similar energy to the prayer, and the colors to the prayer as well. So I think we're going to read the prayer for you. We might read Thanatos, but I think we can see with the card what's it all about. This is the webs we weave, right? In relationships and partnerships and career and in all of our lives, right? So let's keep going. Yeah, it seems like a chapter is over. These I'm going to take. They just kind of fell out super softly. And so this is the world. So, this is definitely Saturn energy is coming in here. But it looks like a hard chapter is over. Or, something is definitely changing. It doesn't look like it's been super hard, but, something that's been difficult or challenging that you've been persisting with is coming to an end, which is going to lead you to celebrating and joy and having that stability and security, and harmony and community. And that's some Aries energy there. Beautiful. I mean, I like this reading. It's looking like just persist in whatever it is that you're dealing with, and you're going to have a great outcome, and something's going to shift and move. So that's good. Okay. Beautiful messages for Cancer. What else do they need to know for this week, Spirit? What else do they need to know? Okay, thank you. Yeah, transitioning, moving on, closing, you know, the door on something. And then you got the Six of Pentacles. Again, you know, giving and receiving. But it was upside down. So maybe it's time to do a little bit of self-care and, you know, take care of any like monetary things, you know, be that Queen of Pentacles this week and, you know, get some stability in the finances if that's what you're dealing with. I'm going to have to pause because I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, Cancer, sorry about that. I should have actually gone to the bathroom before I sat down, but anyhow, I really had to go. And then I realized my butt was really hurting on the chair that I was in. So I had to get my yoga ball chair, but it's kind of low, so it needs to be inflated. So I put a cushion on it. Anyways, TMI. So let's keep going, Cancer. Yeah, so maybe it's time for some self-care and, you know, moving on from whatever it is this week and just, you know, giving yourself some beautiful time to yourself and enjoy family, friends, celebrating. You know, there's definitely going to be some sort of celebration here and you're going to be happy. Yeah, because you're moving on, right? You have new inspiration. You have the Page of Wands, and then you have the Knight of Pentacles. It's definitely the slowest knight of the deck, but you know, slow and steady is the key right now, especially in Taurus season. So yeah, it seems like you have a renewed energy, renewed inspiration, excitement about this new chapter that is happening for you. And it seems that there's going to be, you know, some celebration, a lot of celebration. And that looks very lovely. I am going to pull the Light Seers from the Light Seers and see what's going on with this. What is this about? What is Cancer moving on from this week? What is Cancer moving on from, and what do they need to do this week? Any clear message? Maybe from a King of Wands, King or King, Queen or King, it doesn't matter, a King of Wands. Maybe you're moving on from that. A sturdy person, a sturdy, maybe it's a career, maybe you're moving on from a career. And what is this King of Wands? What is this King of Wands? What is this King of Wands, Spirit? What is this King of Wands? Can I clarify? Can you please, thank you. Can you please clarify the King of Wands? Dun, 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 dun. You got the Six of Wands and then the Ten of Cups reversed. The Six of Wands and then the Ten of Cups reversed. Yeah, I mean, you're moving on. You're moving on from whatever this is, and there's a celebration. Maybe, you know, like the Ten of Cups, you have it here again. Ten of Cups twice. This time it is reversed. So maybe you know, you were done with the disillusionment of whatever is happening, and you're over it, and you're like, I'm moving on, and I'm gonna celebrate myself, take care of myself, and have a good time with my friends and family and my community, and move on from whatever this is. So yeah, and then you got a King of Swords. So maybe on the full moon you'll get some clarity, or this week you'll get some clarity. Yeah, it seems to me that you're just pretty clear about this. I mean, it's upside down, but you know, the King of Swords, what you don't want to be is like cruel or anything from whatever it is you're moving on. Just move on from it, from the situation, in a happy-go-lucky type of way, and, you know, It seems like you have a lot of good energy here to look forward to, and it's just like maybe there's something having to do with maybe a work-related situation, or, you know, yeah. Healing, paranoid. Maybe this King of Wands, maybe you're moving on from this king, or it can be queen. Well, you were paranoid. Maybe you were paranoid. Maybe you were scared that you would never be able to move on. I don't see heartbreak here, but yeah, there maybe is like a difficult situation that you just been battling, and it doesn't seem too dire. That's the thing here. It doesn't seem too bad. It's just maybe you have a little bit of fear, and but there's no reason to fear. You definitely have some good things to look forward to, and it seems like a chapter in whatever this is closing this week, or starting to move this week, so that's good. All right, is there anything more that we need to? No, that's what it says. Chop wood. Yeah, I mean, I think it's something personal, and maybe it's just maybe home related, because you do have, you know, the wish fulfillment, the celebration with family. Maybe it's home related. So a lot of emotions. Do you want to say anything else, Spirit? No, I think you're just you're going to be moving on, and something's going to be shifting, and you're going to be happy, and it's going to be reason to celebrate, and you're going to be just fine. So that's that, Cancer. All right, so let me pull an Akashic Oracle card. You know what? I might clarify. I'll pull this card, but I might clarify why Thanatos and Paranoid is here. Oh, thank you. That flew right out. Interesting. As I say that, it's like, stuck in lack, and then it is consider the options. So let's read stuck in lack. You have all the resources you need to carry you through, whether it's financial, emotional, physical limitations that you think you have. It's only ego-based fears taking over. Rein them in and don't give up. Yeah, I mean, rein them in, don't give up. You have the tenacity, you have the strength, you know, you have the power here, and it looks to me like you are moving on. You just might need some self-care. And it says, consider the options. You've narrowed your focus to one desired outcome, and you might be missing a bigger opportunity. Open up and let the universe send you the highest possible result. Yeah, I think there's something maybe that you're not seeing. Maybe it's something having to do with this 10 of Cups, the family. You have more options than you think is and you have more reason to celebrate than you think. So that's a good message here. Okay. I'm going to go back to the Light Seers. Why is Thanatos and Paranoid here, Spirit? Why is it here? Chop wood. Yeah, it's like you gotta just get through whatever this is. Oh shit, yeah, maybe it is having to do with a heartbreak, right? And it did come upright, so maybe you're just going through a heartbreak, and you're not seeing all your options, and maybe you have been feeling stuck, right? Yeah, I was thinking that this had to do with family. because you have the Ten of Cups here upright and then you have it reversed. So maybe something that you thought was going one way with, you know, whatever your family situation is actually going to be going another way, and you're kind of sad about it, but you're at the brink of like being over it, and it's a new chapter for you. It's definitely a new chapter, and when a door closes, now my left hand is itching, so that's definitely that that receiving energy. Did I get that with you guys? The receiving energy. But anyhow, yeah, maybe it's like heartbreak about a family situation, or about like you know, maybe a divorce or something like that. So I'm sorry if that is the case, Cancer. But you know, you definitely have good things to look forward to. This is definitely, you'll have some clarity, and once you have that clarity, I think you'll be able to see more of those options that you do have on the table. And you know, yeah, and don't let the fears you know, take over whatever's going on. So just get through the day by day, do what you need to do, and really take care of yourself, because we have the healing and then the prayer here. So I'm going to pull an angel number, and then I'm going to read the prayer, and then we'll call it a day for you. If it is a heartbreak, and heartbreak doesn't necessarily have to do with relationships, but usually it does. I mean, the Three of Swords doesn't have to necessarily. Sometimes it's like, you know, when we lose a pet, when we lose a job that we really love, when, you know, when we lose a friendship or a family member, maybe that's what it is. Maybe you lost a loved one. And if that's the case, I'm sending you my love. Or maybe it's, you know, a marriage that you thought was going one way, or hoping, you know, to go one way is going another way. And again, I am sorry if that's what's happening. And so you got, your angel number is 0808, and it says swift action. Wealth, empathy, commitment, affection, inner strength, promises, positive outcomes. You're entering a phase of expansion, so take immediate action toward your ultimate goals. Financial improvement is on the horizon, and by the way, someone has their eyes on you. Maybe that's why you've been feeling paranoid. Maybe it's this King of Wands. Could be a Queen. You know. But this isn't necessarily, I'm not getting like a bad vibe from this, but I don't know. Stay focused. So chop wood, you know, bring the water, or whatever that saying is. Chop wood, bring water. I don't remember what the saying is. Anyhow, it says stay focused, because the universe is aligning in your favor, which, yeah, I mean, it shows me that you have a lot going on for you once this, you know, this shift happens, because you have, you know, the Ten of Cups, your wish fulfillment, your happiness, and then, you know, time for celebration, community, hanging out with friends. You know, you're moving on from whatever this was, and then but you do need to take care of yourself and do some self-care this week, Cancer. So let me read the prayer. The prayer. Well, I hope that this was helpful, and if it didn't resonate with you, this is not your reading. But if it did, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'd like to know what's going on with you guys, and I am sorry, but it's looking like you're moving to, you know, better horizons here. So the prayer says, what is prayer? When we are in a state of prayer, and when are we in a state of prayer, and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypally, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us towards illusion. Yeah. Prayer leads us beyond our egos as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not in the center of our own thoughts. That's good, yeah. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender. Or service. Yeah, it says perhaps it's simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. Yeah, to me, this definitely goes with that self-care card, you know, and this one, like, I love how they match together, even though they're 3 different cards. But I think it's about taking care of yourself. Being that we're in Taurus season, it's about, you know, chopping wood, getting water, and just doing, and that to me is like the day-to-day chores and taking care of yourself. Self-care is going to be really important this week, especially as we lead up to that full moon in Scorpio, which emotions can run high. So really do make it a goal this week to take care and honor yourself and be gentle and kind and compassionate with yourself, because it looks like you are going through some sort of healing, and it looks like, you know, it's been hard, but you know, I think you're towards the end of this, because there's a lot of great energy on this board here, you know, and a lot of fresh energies too with the pages, and a lot of moving on with the 2 6s. You know, you're definitely moving on from this energy, but of course, you know, you're tired, right? But don't worry, there will be time to celebrate, you know, with friends, family, community. So yeah, I think really it's a great week to take care of yourself and love on yourself, and, you know, take it easy and chop that wood, get that water. I really want to know what that saying is. I forget it, but it's a good saying. I love you, Cancer, so much. If you like this reading, please comment, share, and subscribe. That would really help me out. I do wish you, with whatever this is, the best and highest good for you out there, for the Cancer collective. You're going to be good. You have good energies, and coming in, you just nose to the grind, right? But take care of yourself. Don't overwork. Yeah, you definitely need this, is the vibe that I'm getting. So love you all so much. Where's my... Bye, Cancer.